Good afternoon. It's 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm Rob Skiff, one of the founders of Oplerno, and we're going to be workshopping today the online teaching online in educational. Start again. We're going to be We're going to be workshopping the certificate on online education. I'm a little discombobulated right now because of obscure references to Star Trek that were done about 5 minutes before I came on, that had me in stitches, that Daniel did. As you know, I've been making jokes throughout the time that we've been working together about how I'm not allowed to screen share, and finally I had a major mental breakthrough in terms of being able to only share certain screens rather than everything, and Daniel made a reference to one of my favorite Star Trek episodes that had me in stitches, so it's good. So if you have any questions for us, please send them to questions@oplerno.com, and you can also do a tweet to Oplerno, or also the hashtag Woodblock 2014. We could use any feedback that you guys are going to give us about both some of these workshops that we're doing and things that you might want to have us talk about in the future. But remember that you can contact any one of us, and our emails are on the website, and we'll get back with the question. So today, this afternoon, what I want to do is, a lot of us faculty are working by ourselves in remote locations, and we may not have the opportunity to network with people in person as we're developing certificates and degree programs. So I'm going to kind of run through a scenario of a what if. What if I was a faculty living in a rural part of the country, like a shire filled with hobbits in Vermont or in some other place on the planet, and I wanted to start a certificate. I had built up a class and wanted to start a certificate program of my own. How would I go about finding people to work with, and how would I start to contact them? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go on to Canvas. Now I've got it set up so I automatically go through and go on, and I take a look at I'm going to take a look as a teacher that in my course that I'm teaching, which is about teaching online education and using that to subvert hierarchy in the classroom. That's located on our Enroll Marketplace. Now I've already got the idea that so that's the class, and there's a description and the course syllabus, which I've uploaded. The subjects, as we organize things into departments, we'll have a section where there's subjects that people can look up, and I wanted to list sort of basic skills and content areas of understanding that people would be taking a look at. I've got my price and a start date that I'm going to be updating as I do this in the fall, including, of course, my instructor contact. Now, when we go on to a wiki, online education is an incredibly hot topic, and so what I would do is I go to the Woodblock, I go to basic guidelines for degree program, and all I want to do in terms of startup building my certificate is, first off, use the wiki and create a page. So online education certificate. Create a new page, and like I told you this morning, the way to fully create the new page is to save that. Daniel, can you nod if you can hear me and if we're still live? Okay, because I got a message that we had dropped. Okay. So I've saved the basic outlines. We need an introduction and description. Okay. This outlines the very basic justification for the degree program. Lists the classes in the program. So, I'll fill this in a whole lot later with more information. But my justification is really simple. Online learning is an important skill to learn in this era of globalization and innovative teaching methods. We'll come up with a much better description later on, because we're going to use that description to help market this certificate a little later. List of classes in the program. So as we've said, an online educational, any certificate at Oplerno is going to need 3 or more classes. Now, I don't like working by myself, and I'd really like to kind of start to create a group of people, or even really a nascent department where we can start to do courses in education. So that's something that I'm really interested in, and it's also something that I've got a background in, and I want to start teaching. And there's both. It has a positive impact, but it's also I need to make some extra income, some money, and I'm sick and tired of being an adjunct, which I am. I'd like to have my own teaching gig. So what we can use is you start to use the first place I would look is I look at the courses that are open for enrollment, and I see, oh wow, Introduction to Online Learning for Students. Okay, I can look at courses under development. Okay, I can search our catalog. I can search for terms about dealing with education. Foundations of U.S. Education from Equality to Equity, America's Public School Systems in the Age of Globalization. What a great, interesting class. I've got a Teaching Online for Educators, Multimedia for Teaching and Learning, Web 2.0 for Teachers. What I can do is I can digital and visual literacy for online education. Look at all these classes that I can potentially have used in a certificate program. And I want to create a sort of a sense of community. So I'm going to go here and, ooh, Deborah Ash. Well, let's say I didn't know Professor Ash. I could take a look, and I could say, I can look about her career and what she's done. And then I can take a look at, oh, wow, look at this. Okay, I can take a look at her LinkedIn profile. And I can look at her education, the experience, what she's done. And hey, look, she's an adjunct faculty member at Oplerno. I've been there for 5 months. And here's a list of classes. And so I can do 2 things. I can send her a message through the Oplerno system, okay? Or I can choose to just go back here. So Introduction to Online Education, contact the instructor. And so it pulls up an inquiry. Full name, Rob Skiff. Email, skiff@oplerno.com. Professor Ash. I am developing a CRT certificate program in online education. Would you be interested in working with me? I have created a wiki page at looking forward to working with you. Oh. Hopefully she will recognize my name. And I hit send. And what happens is that email gets sent to Deborah Ash, and also gets sent to Oplerno, so we can keep track of of interest, and potentially also contact, as as someone who works at Oplerno, we can contact those two faculty members and say, hey, we can help out with helping do the course development. So you see with the wiki here, with the list of classes, I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to say there are lots of classes, courses, that can be used, okay, on the Oplerno website. Okay. Hit save. And I've saved that, and I can, of course, what I can do is I can go back, and I can, of course, create, like we've done in some of the previous ones, create links to particular websites or particular pages. But this is a course that's open for enrollment. And the instructor is Dr. Grover. Okay. And here's a syllabus that they're talking about: Introduction to Online Learning, 3 courses. This is a course that's already passed through the Oplerno, the whole system, where we've on the content and the skills, etc. Start date August 14th. So again, here I can contact Dr. Grover and say, hey, here's some basic ideas for a 3-credit certification in online education. Hey, why don't we get together and we start to do some cross-marketing? Let's contact Oplerno, see whether they're interested in, see what forms we have to fill out. Go back here, okay? Create your team, start communicating with people, and when you're doing that, that creation and that communication, you then are able to create an initial department, okay? And you can, again, the great thing is use all kinds of the tools that you have available for you in Canvas, okay, to start talking about producing the certificate. And even, I mean, if you take a look at all these courses that are under development and the faculty that are teaching, in the case of an educational certificate, for example, a teaching license, I would send an email to skif@oplerno.com, or Dan, or Kirk at Oplerno, and I'd say, look, we've got a group of people, we've got a list of classes, we're interested in finding out about a teacher licensure program. Can you help us find out the resources that we would need to create the program, and what steps we would need to do to get that approved and certified by both the state of Vermont or by the proper accrediting agency. And when you start to think as a faculty member about what skills and what courses you have to offer, and then you start to connect with the networks that you have just with Oplerno, you can see that there's huge potential to develop a department, to recruit students, and to get faculty members on board. So use the tools, use these tools that you can use the wiki. Let me show you a little bit about using the discussion tabs. Okay. Current groups, managed accounts, Oplerno. So this system up here is going to look a little bit different than, since I'm an administrator, since I have an administrative account and you all don't have that, it may be slightly differently, but everything that I'm going to show you right now still works. Okay, so we go on to here and we can go to discussions. Okay. And the neat thing is we can not start a new course, but we can go to the Woodblock discussion. Okay. Open Woodblock discussion, creation date. I'm working with the team remotely, but we can add something, add a page. And the page is we'll call it online education certificate. Look for fellow faculty. We go and we create a description. Interested in finding faculty to work on this project. Of course, you'd want to say something a little bit more detailed. You can create, check it out. Or wiki page at wikispaces.com. Now, there's all kinds of great features here, which is, creating links, link to a URL instead of having this. But, for right now, it's a good start. We can change it. And you view all the pages. There you go. Online education certificate, looking for fellow faculty. And as you go through and you visit, you see things, you can start to, again, communicate with people, send work out, look for, hit the collaborations, current collaborations, what are you looking at using it, who do you want to share the work with, collaborative groups. And we're going to do a whole series of different, steps on creating collaborative working groups and getting together particular departments. But the biggest thing is to get started in terms of networking, and that is simply done by, again, real simple steps, which is, go here, go to the enroll at Oplerno.com. Check out the courses that are open for enrollment, see whether they fit in with a certificate that you want to develop. But look at all these courses that are up for availability in terms of under development. Because if you as a faculty member are developing a class and you contact another faculty member who may be developing a class, you kind of, it gets exciting. You see that there's other people who are working on similar projects like yours, and you're going to start to collaborate and create these certificate pieces. You can start creating degrees if you would like, but in discussions over the past week and the feedback that I've gotten from faculty, really what people would like is to create the courses and then start to look at certificates, again, 3 or 4 more courses, and then start to build full-on degree programs. And that's not a bad way to start. There are some groups that are going to want to have dive in, start doing the whole a degree for a particular field. But there are other groups of people or other individuals who just want 3 classes. Here I have I could list 3 classes that I want to that are mine that I can teach, and I'll offer the certificate. But there's really power in numbers and networking, where if we have a whole bunch of people who are offering different takes on a particular subject, then we can all get together and both recruit students, but also start to talk and develop community. because as an adjunct, one of the things that I really missed and didn't have was the sense that I was part of an institution, that I was an integral player in the development of its policies and its success and certificates, and that that again, I was a member of a community. And with Oplerno, if you're a faculty member, you are a member of the community, and we want you to collaborate, and you have the ability to, again, take a look at policies, develop programs, recruit people, recruit students. One another way to jumpstart a certificate program that I had written down here that I want to share is not being afraid to deal with transfer credits. So I might, in my description, back here on the online education, cost estimate for the students for the program. I can take a look at the cost for each class for a 3 or 4 class certificate program. But I also, again, might want to take a look at some of the free resources available. Okay, if when you think about it, you've got just search for education. Foundations for Teaching and Learning, next session. They're not certified. I needed something that's certificate where the students can take where students can take some kind of exam to verify that they are knowledgeable about at least the basic outlines. Fundamentals of Writing in Spanish, 12-week long class. Now, even though it's in Spanish, maybe there's a way, 12 weeks of study, 4 or 5 hours of work a week. If somebody wanted to, that's not technology, but that's education, I might, take a look at to see whether, I could email those professors and see, hey, I'm offering a course here on Oplerno with this subject, can you shoot out a message to the students? Maybe the certificate is something that they would like to do. You can take a look at, we go through here and we look and we find something with technology. And not finding a whole lot, but there might be something there. If you can hook up with a free course, the free courses like Coursera, and get word to the professor to maybe make an announcement about your certificate or your program, think about the numbers of students who will take a look at that. And again, if you're only talking about filling your class with 20, 25 people, that might be a great way to market your course or market your degree. Sorry, market your certificate program. Advanced Instructional Strategies in a Virtual Classroom, 5 weeks long. Video, 2 to 4 hours a week. Now remember, 12 weeks long, 3 Carnegie credits. So that's only going to be, you've got to have 36 contact hours. This one only has about 15. So this is not going to be enough for a degree, for a certificate program, and this is not going to be enough to potentially transfer in as a credit for an Oplerno course. So probably not a good idea for that. But I can look at other stuff, like I can look at edX, okay? And we can type in, choose a topic, education. And we hit go. Design and development of educational technology. Introduction to game design. Saving schools, leaders in learning, positive behavior support for young children. Well, maybe this one works. Design and development of educational technology. 6 weeks, 4 to 6 hours a week. It's questionable whether that's going to meet that, standard in terms of contact hours and time. But we might be able to, I'd have to shoot an email to skiff@oplerno.com and the Oplerno team, and they'd have to take a look at it. But we could, for example, potentially contact the professor, Eric, and Scott and Judy, and see whether they would be willing to send a send something off to their students. We'll see. But be open to the idea that your certificate program can take edX or Coursera classes. Definitely be open to the fact of transferring courses from other accredited state, national, or regional accredited schools and having them be part of your certificate program. Don't think that because somebody might take a class in a different from somebody else that you're losing out. Okay, your point is to fill your classes. Okay, to start developing your certificate programs. You're going to have a lot of people who are going to be interested in getting a certificate. You can have a lot of people who are interested with the portfolio, the skills portfolio that we have developed at Oplerno, and that's our value added. Okay, we're going to provide a great transcript. We're going to provide the portfolio system. We're going to provide a much smaller environment for people to learn. Remember, the edX or the Coursera classes are ginormous, and our classes are going to be to start with, under 20 people. We're not going to get greater than 25. There's a lot of personal help and support enabled through technology, and that's the way to do good learning. I just want to check. I'm just going to check to see whether there are any messages or questions for us. Okay. 1 second. Ooh, chat, 4 new messages. And I'm not sharing the screen. Okay. So are we, Daniel, a nod or a shake? Do we have any types of questions? Okay. So we're just going to record this, and thank you very much for tuning in. And we'll see you tomorrow morning when we talk about sort of globalization and globalization in education, and how we're going to navigate starting our conversation about developing liberal arts for the 21st century. And that should be a lot of fun. And signing off, thank you very much for your time. And thank you so much if you've been watching the videos for Woodblock, or you've been involved in Oplerno, you're a faculty member. Thank you very much for coming to Woodblock. But most importantly, thank you very much for signing up to be faculty, because you guys are the treasure of the institution, and we are very excited to work with you. So signing off, and have a good day, and see you online.